Hello Guardians, Tristan Raven back with you this week on my quest for the God-rolled Soul Stealer's Claw. This week we have for modifiers Chaff, Trickle, and Precision Kill bonus. Now the runes this week are exactly the same as they were last week, they're just in a different order, so you have Taken Cabal, Fallen, and then Taken Hive. So same bosses, there is a little bit of variation. In this first room with the Taken Cabal, the Scions do split, and when I did this run, it was immediately after reset. I was tired. I went in and I saw that the Scions were splitting, and it really threw me off there for a little bit, which is one of the reasons why I don't speed up that fight, just because for the first, I don't know, quarter of the fight I'm like running around, kind of being all crazy, not really being as focused as I normally would be in this situation. And while the splitting scions are annoying, it's not like it's game breaking or anything. I'm using a different weapon also. I'm using a Treads Upon Stars with explosive rounds just because I wanted to see how that would work. Now just be aware if you are using a weapon with exploding rounds that it can interfere with the precision kill proccing for whatever reason. The explosive round procs first sometimes, and it doesn't count your kills as precision kills. I was kind of doing a little bit of an experiment. It seemed to be working okay in this room, but I do switch a little bit later on. So here we are at the beginning. You can see the Scions are spawning in, and they start splitting, right away, which right there is really where it threw me off and kind of put me on tilt. Like I've said in past videos, don't hang out in that front room too much, because as you can see, the boss comes down and he does his stomp melee, and that can absolutely one-shot you if you're not paying any attention. So try not to linger in that front room for too much. And just like I told you guys in the past, what I like to do is come over here to the right, kind of go to work on some ads, clear out a running lane, and then adjust to the back left in that little alcove. Now normally I do bounce over to the left, however the boss was there and it wasn't clear, so I chuck a nade just to kind of take out a few guys. I did notice the difference in the Voidwalker vampire build this week with the patch. It doesn't completely heal you and give you shields. It only heals like one grenade or one melee. It only heals you like 3/4 of the way. So just be aware of that, guys. If you're running a vampire build in your solos, whether it's Nightfall or just Patrol, it doesn't give you the shield back. It doesn't completely heal you. It's made a huge difference. So just be aware of that. Now this is a safe spot, but as you can see, Scions will come in, and when they split like this, they're a little more aggressive. You can see that one guy there in the corner was kind of hanging out, and I had no idea that he was there, mostly because Chaff was on it. He wasn't paying as much attention as I should have, so definitely be aware of that. Also, the phalanxes will come in mass, so you can sometimes have 3, maybe 4, especially after ads have just spawned, that kind of walk up on that left side. Now because of all the ads with the splitting Scions, you want to DPS the boss whenever you get a chance. Don't just wait for a DPS phase to throw some damage on him. Throw it on when you can, just to shorten your time down. Now Trickle is on, but I'm going to go ahead and save my super for a tight spot where regen health and just in an emergency. Again, with Trickle on, your super abilities are going to come back significantly slower than they normally would, so don't just kind of willy-nilly use those things. You want to use them, just be smart about it. Use them when you should, not just because you can. Now, like I said earlier, I kind of was put on tilt initially, but I just stuck to my plan. Precision shots, just because there's more ads doesn't mean that you need to get flustered and kind of ruin the run. And also, just because these Scions do split doesn't mean that they won't call in another wave. Now I should be doing a better job of looking around. Like I said before, phalanxes will come around to the left. I'm not really paying enough attention here. You can see I look back just the one time to see what's behind me, but like I said earlier, those things will come in, in numbers. Now for this week, just for this first room, I'm kind of wondering if maybe tickle figures on the Warlock wouldn't be a better option, just because of how many as there are. You can pop that super, just kind of go through, take out a bunch of scions. You can probably clear the entire room and rack up a significant amount of points in conjunction with those precision shots. And like I said earlier, you really want to make the most of downtime for DPS. Don't waste any time on that. You know, like, I kind of wasted some time here, kind of farting around, trying to get a better position. Juggler's not on, so I could have just laid into him with my primary as well as Icebreaker, and just really, you know, done some significant DPS on this guy. And like I said, I'm letting myself get a little frustrated here, and it's costing me. I was thinking too much about what would happen next instead of what was happening right here. Like when this new wave spawned in, I totally wasn't expecting it, and it kind of like just put me on tilt a little bit. So don't let that happen to you. Now I'm just getting ready to clear out a running lane for egress because of the new wave coming in. I may get overwhelmed here. I don't like to go the same route every time, so I initially was going to bounce out to the left, try and take out the phalanxes and then make my run, but decided that since the boss shifted that the right would be better. So again, just because you have a plan and you want to stick to that plan doesn't mean that you can't be fluid. So, you know, you want to be able to adapt to the situation and make good decisions. So don't get bogged down in, oh, here's my plan and I'm going to bounce out to the left every time and do that if it's not the right call. Now, don't worry about point decrease penalty. There's plenty of as in this room. You don't want to take too long because the decreases are compounding, but if Ferrets hits you with those, you know, don't feel like you need to rush. Just keep a cool head, continue with what's working, make those precision shots, make them count, and you'll be just fine on points. And again, you can just see that I'm just moving back and forth, depending on whether or not I have things to shoot at, or if I've cleared out a wave, or I need to reposition for boss DPS, or I'm getting overwhelmed. That's really going to dictate when you move. And when you move, just make sure that your reload discipline is good. You know, if you need to change something real quick or pop a pack, go ahead. That's what these repositionings are for. It takes a little bit of time for the ads to make their way over to you. Boss also. So, you know, that's your opportunity to kind of collect yourself for a few moments before you jump back into the fray. Now, the boss kind of has a smaller hitbox, and there's plenty of ammo, so, you know, DPS whatever you're most comfortable with. You know, be sure to keep some heavy for tight spots just in case, but, you know, don't fall into the trap that I did here of using Icebreaker only. Feel free to use your primary in conjunction with your special weapon. There's plenty of ammo laying around on the ground. I just kind of got zeroed down using the Icebreaker just because that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. I should have been a little more fluid with the DPS, and I kind of wasn't for the first like half of this fight. So just don't fall into the same trap that I did. Now here, I transitioned to the chaff. Since I don't have a radar, I can't tell if ads are coming up behind me or not, so since new ads spawned in, and those phalanxes do tend to come into the left rather than taking time to look, since the scions were coming into that right area, I just went ahead and bounced. So again, since chaff is on and you don't have that radar, these ads are a little more aggressive than they normally would, so make sure your head is on a swivel. And again, I'm just sticking to precision shots, even though I'm doing good on points. Once I get into rhythm, I don't like to break it. So if you're halfway through the fight, you're already at your 5k, you know, goal for the room, go ahead and, you know, go a little ham and clean up stuff a little bit quicker, but don't break your rhythm. What I've found sometimes is when I've tried to rush and end a room early and kind of break that rhythm, that it ends up costing me either with a stupid mistake or in later rooms. Now sometimes the boss isn't going to see you when you reposition, so he kind of gets stuck in that back area. So you may have to kind of get his attention either by, you know, shooting him or throwing a grenade or something like those lines, so just be aware of that. Now most times these rooms have 3 waves of that, and this room can have 4, which is great for points, but it can also be dangerous as well. It's easy to ruin a run by getting overwhelmed and thinking that you're on the last wave when you're really not. So most of the rooms just have the 3 waves and then you're good to go. This room can have up to 5, maybe more sometimes. It just sort of depends, I guess. I think the most I've ever seen is 5. But, you know, just if you think you're on the last wave, just be sure that you're aware that there could be another one. So always expect another wave just in case. Alright, and this is exactly why you need to keep looking around. This could have gone very wrong if 2 or 3 of those guys come in instead of just the one. So I came back this way just to make sure that no more of those phalanxes come back into that area, even though there's tons of ads right there. But again, that's why I keep heavy rocket rounds in reserve for a situation just like that. Had I done a better job of looking around, I would have seen them, you know, coming up with plenty of time. Now, once you transition, just go back to precision shots and then DPS. We're getting towards the end here, so we want to clean up any of these ads, make sure that we're making them win the most of our shots, maximizing our point gain, and then focus on DPS. Now, I use my super here because 3 phalanxes spawn right there, and I don't like being on this side when a new wave comes in. So I just went ahead and used my super just to get rid of those guys, because I have had runs where all 3 of them have immediately turned and shield blasted me, and it just wiped me. And since we're at the end of the run here, I didn't want to have to do this over again, guys. So that's why I went ahead and just popped the super. But a grenade would work just as well. Now here I'm close to the end, and like I said, I'm just mopping up the last of the ads. I'm good on points, so feel free to just kind of go ham if you're doing good on points. You don't have to stick to precision shots if you want to end the round quickly, especially if you think you're coming up on a point decrease, then just go ahead and end it. But do your best to kill the boss with a precision shot. Like I said, those precision shots are going to net you the most points. You want to finish this first room at about 5k, and in this first room, the boss with precision shots will be worth about 750. So if you're about 800 points behind or so, then, you know, precision shot kill to the boss should get you to that 5k point. And then from here, I just like to go ahead and ammo up, reload, check my loadout if I need to, maybe check on bounties and that sort of thing, pop a 3 of coins, and then just get ready for the next room.
Round 2.
Alright, now the second room is Fallen with the Servitor boss, the same as last week. We're going to use the cheese spot again. I wanted to see how many points I could get in this room with the precision bonus, since last week was grenade. I'm going to speed up the fight here just because it's the same as last week. There isn't anything like super different that you guys need to see. I have always found it kind of difficult to hit the 15k point goal on my own in this particular arena just because it's so big. Now guys, be aware if you're going to use this, but you can't fall off the edge there, so get into it nice and slow. Don't just rush in or slide in and then go off the edge. The sweet spot for the boss is the dark spot in the middle, the glowing part. So be aware of that when it comes time for DPS. Now, like I was saying, I have trouble sometimes hitting that 15k, which is okay because you can make it up in the last room. So if you end it at, like, say 12 or 13, you're going to be just fine. If you end it at 10k, you're going to have some problems. But there's plenty of ads here. They group up in like 3 to 4 ads in a group, kind of where I'm facing right now and off to the right of where I am currently, as well as kind of down below from the cheese spot here on the right, kind of in that dipped area with the stairs. So you will need to kind of pop out of the cheese spot, walk around, find ads, find the bosses. He does teleport quite a bit. But if you're a lower light level, or if you've never done a challenge before, and you're unfamiliar with how, with the weeks, then this is a great spot for you to just kind of camp out and just go to work. These guys will stand right in front of you without pushing up on you too much. Nothing is going to come up to where I'm at currently, and if they do, you just back up a little bit. Sometimes sword vandals will jump up onto the rock, but usually they immediately jump back off. So again, if you're lower light, if you don't have great guns or something along those lines, if you're just unfamiliar with this particular arena, then feel free to use that G spot. If you've done challenge a bunch, then just go ahead and just post up in the front and maneuver around as needed. It just really depends on what you're most comfortable with. And like I said, the boss does teleport quite a bit, so you are going to have to pop out of that spot. Where he's at currently is probably the worst spot for the boss to be if you're in that low Chi spot, because he does have an ego on you, and he can hit you with his main attack. Now, he's a terrible shot, and he probably won't hit you, but the possibility is there. After your DPS phase, just go ahead and pop back into the spot. You're going to go to work. That's another area where the boss is at right now, where he might be able to hit you, but as you can see, he doesn't. So, you don't worry about it too much. DPS when you can, since he does teleport around so much. I have had rounds where I've done DPS early and got him down to like 1 or 2 shots, completely forgot about it, after a minute or two, and then cleared out like a second round of ads and shot him once by accident, and then ended the round early. So if you are really efficient in your DPS, just be aware that you can kill him a lot sooner than you think. So again, not again, but you saw how I just used my super there, guys. When ads group up like that, the super points are definitely worth it, especially if you're on track to hit your goal or get near enough to your goal for the next room, so feel free to use it. The boss here is almost done, but new ads are coming in, so this is your last chance to get as many points as you can, so make the most of it. Shanks do not have a precision hitbox, so feel free to use melee and grenades on those. Otherwise, you're just going to get the normal weights, the normal point for a kill. So just make the most of those points and those abilities. Okay, now this is another example where ads will tend to gather. So again, it's just another spot you can go to kind of clean them up. Now here I'm just pushing out to go ahead and mop up ads. I know the boss is pretty low, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish those guys off. Make sure I get maximize my points, and then I'm going to mop up the boss. And just like we did in the last room, just like we want to do any week that it's precision bonus, make sure you finish off the boss with the precision shots. Those points are going to be worth it, so make sure you do that. And then from here, like I said, just go ahead and ammo up. Check your loadout if you need to, do all those things before we move on to the final room. The final room is Taken Hive, super easy, not really a whole lot to say there, guys, other than it's just very, very easy.
Round 3.
Alright, now the final room, like I was saying, is extremely easy. You want to make every shot count to make up any points that you may need to. So definitely make sure that you know where you're at as far as your current points count. There's nothing really too hard about this room. The wizards are probably, the hardest thing, the most important thing you need to watch out for. Those things are super annoying, but other than that, this is probably the easiest of the 3 rooms. The boss isn't too terribly difficult. The strategy here is just to stay in the front. Use the 2 columns as cover, and just move back and forth between those 2 like you see me doing here. Take out the wizards as soon as you can. Go to work on the ads, and then when it comes time for boss DPS, we're going to transition over to the right-hand side, kind of the right back, and just go to work with them with your sniper or icebreaker, depending on what you have. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, excuse me, you don't have to use. Oh, I go AFK here for like 9 seconds. I think one of my cats was demanding attention or something. I don't know. One of my kids or something. Anyway, so you don't have to use your special weapon here. I mean, if you want, you can use heavy. Just make sure you keep 1 or 2 rockets as a just in case. You can use your primary. That's fine too. There's going to be plenty of ammo. Now you see here, as I'm coming through, that I ignored all those ads. And again, that's because those precision shots are key. I came into this room at less than 15k. I'm only at 18 or 19 right now. I need to make every single one of those shots count. So when you're making that transition, unless you're like in a super tight spot or something, you definitely want to wizards. That was a waste of a double bomb. Anyway, you want to make the most of those precision shots. So just kind of ignore those guys as you're transitioning back. Now again, you can see the strategy here. Once I've mocked up the ads, I just go right back to the spot here. He's a terrible shot with that giant boomer gunny thing. I can stand there for days and he hits me like 1 out of 3 times. The worst part about this guy is his lava puke. It will reach all the way to the back. It is super annoying, but if that's the worst thing about him, he's not too difficult. Now, with this weapon, you can see I don't have explosive rounds, but I do have Firefly, and when these guys are gathered up like this, Firefly is actually strong enough to take out ads. So if you have a group of 2 or 3 of them together, the first one you take out is going to spread damage to the other 2. The final 2 are standing close enough. When you shoot the next one, it will kill the third, which means that you're only getting 2 out of 3 precision kill points. So, if you're using a weapon with Firefly, just be aware of that. Also, you may want to wait for them to kind of spread out just a little bit. Otherwise, you know, don't be surprised when you see in the kill feed precision kill, kill, or precision, and then kill, and then precision, or something along those lines. So, new ads are coming in. We're just going to transition back to the front of the room. Again, guys, this is super easy. This arena isn't nearly as big as the Fallen, and I actually think it might be just a little bit smaller than the ballroom. I'm not too sure, but it's not hard at all. If you do tend to get overwhelmed, maybe you're lower light level, maybe it's your first time in this room or something along those lines, you don't have to go to the right, you can go to the left. There is a safe area in the back. I don't prefer it because it's extremely easy to get kind of pinned down back there, but feel free to move around, explore a little bit. These guys will migrate to you, but they move really slow. So if you want to bounce out and find a better spot that works for you personally in your personal playstyle, then feel free to do it. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. This is what works for me. You know, I don't like to fix what isn't broken, so that's just what I do. But, you know, take what you see here with a grain of salt, tailor it to your own personal playstyle, and make the most of it. So here we are, another wave has spawned in, and I just transitioned back to the front of the room. Just going to work with the primary shots, going to pay special attention to the wizards. I like to body them with, oh, okay, look, there's a better Nova Bomb. That one actually worked out really well. I is smart. Anyway, I like to body the wizards with Icebreaker to bring down the shields, and then finish them off with the primary. You can't sniper them in the head, obviously, but because they kind of are twitchy and they float around, I just find it difficult with that high zoom scope to hit them. Now, that's a good example as to why we don't DPS from that left platform. If you are up there trying to shoot the boss and he lava pukes, you have nowhere to go. You can't back up because there's a wall right there. You can only drop down, and then you're just wasting your DPS phase. But there we are. We're done. Easy peasy. They are dead. We are not. Nothing too terribly difficult this week. Like I said, that first room just kind of caught me by surprise. But you know now that the Scion split, so you won't be put on tilt. Now, for whatever reason, it didn't capture the reward when I went to the Reef, but I got the super duper awesome Her Revenge. the hand cannon, and I don't particularly care for hand cannons, so no claw this week, guys. Let me know what you guys got down in the comments if you stumble onto this video. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it, and happy playing, guys. Have a good one. See ya.